Welcome everyone, I hope you all are having a fantastic start to your week, and today we are going having Khorne, led by myself, going up against the Ogre Kingdoms and the legendary Flying Taco. So the man with the legend, very good here in Warhammer 2, looks like he's going to be transitioning to Warhammer 3, trying to get used to some of the factions, and yeah, we played him on live stream and he's a really nice guy. But for myself here in Khorne, we are going to be having Furies on the left, Furies on the right as well. I really like them up against lead belchers and pretty much other lightly armoured units such as the Ogre balls. They'll beat down Noblars as well. They could just be a general flying nuisance. On the flanks, we're also going to be having Fleshhounds, some really good fast mobility here to kind of compromise all those good range tools that you can get forward here from the Ogre Kingdoms. On the front, we are going to have anti-large with armor piercing with the quadruple halberds, and then one unit of the regular warriors of Khorne. I believe I only had 750 left, so I put that there all into these warriors. In the front, we are going to have the Lord choice. He's only going to be having the Revel install, so that bonus there, giving 8 leadership and 8 melee attack, is rather handy indeed. The Hellblade as well, which can really bolster some of those weapon stats. In the backside, Spawn of Khorne, really powerful, 190 weapon strength, and of course, most of the Ogre Kingdoms don't have that much armor. So 190 weapon strength is going to do so much damage. They're unbreakable and just a general nuisance overall. So let's go here with Flying Taco. We are going to be having Ogre Balls with Iron Guts here dotted throughout. Really like Iron Guts in this magic. Really good armor piercing values. Plus, they also have good armor classes themselves. In the middle, more Ogre Balls. We have Noblars dotted throughout the front line as well. Iron Guts, and then of course the double lead belchers. Really good armor piercing anti-infantry cannons with 200 range. So they got some very good stuff between them. We are going to be having the Butcher of the Great Maw here in the middle. He's going to be having the Maw as well as the extra ingredients and Troll Guts. So good healing, a very powerful anti-infantry spell. And then we are going to have the Lord choice of the Tyrant. This man is very powerful here with snacks, so he is going to be healing whilst in melee combat. And we're also going to be having the Thunder Mace, a very powerful explosion with pretty decent armor piercing. So overall, looking like a pretty solid build here coming from the Ogres. And we are going to have one very powerful unit of the Sky Striders. These boys are incredibly powerful. 120 armor class, 144 weapon strength, anti-large and armor piercing with frostbite and missile resistance. So these boys really do pack quite a large punch. So as we delve forward here, going to be moving the Furies in, getting a nice surround. And what I'm going to be trying to do here on the left-hand side, I'm kind of putting the Furies in and out, kind of baiting the lead belchers here, trying to kind of force and tax the micro of my opponent, really trying to get Flying Taco to have to pay attention to this unit in the back, so he's kind of not microing all of his units at the same time. So you're going to be fluttering in and out here, making sure that he is paying attention, that I do have Furies. He's now actually going to be turned, you can see, facing towards the back of the build, and not shooting my oncoming halberds, which I really need to stay nice and healthy. So we're going to move forward here with the Fleshhounds. Infantry now is going to be catching up to the front line, and a pretty nice double-sided build. So if we look here on the right-hand side, we are going to have Ogre Balls as well as Iron Guts creating this nice circle protection around the lead belchers. One Iron Guts in the middle, and then kind of another circle over here on the left. The middle pocket is going to be holding with the Butcher and the Tyrant, and I think that's a pretty nice way to play this. So you can see the campfire in the front. We really have tried to negate that as much as possible, and as soon as that came in, I had to dive. The Furies had to go in, and I just had to compromise these lead belchers. I bought as much time as I possibly could, but I had to wait for my front line to engage with the rest of the Furies. I can't have these Noblars and the rest of the Ogre Balls kind of wrapping themselves around the Furies and preventing them from doing all the good damage. The Lord Choice is going to be in there. The Tyrant's going to do some good damage. I believe that might have been a Thunder Mace there because the cavalry's charging forward, doing some pretty good damage up against the lead belchers. Two of them getting side charges here, and they're going to be going down to half health, which is really what I need. I need them distracted. I need to stop them from shooting, and now we're going to be pouring in with the mobile Spawn of Khorne and some nice anti-large halberds. In the middle, more Furies here, going to be compromising the lead belchers. We have Fleshhounds in the backside. Furies waiting here in the sky. Halberds going to be taking down the Noblars. And coming through here are going to be the Spawn of Khorne. Spawn of Khorne are really good up against just regular Ogre Balls, or even Ogre Ball dual weapons. They'll really rip them to shreds. So going in here, buying even more time, the second wave of Furies dives down on top of the lead belchers. Troll Guts has been activated. These must stay alive if you want to deal with all these mass halberds. In the back, we're just going to have Fleshhounds waiting to go, just patiently waiting to see if I can dive and get onto these lead belchers. Now, Fleshhounds, they actually have some pretty good armor piercing values. 22 armor piercing out of 65 there per model. They can actually do some pretty good work up against Iron Gut. Looks like they are going to be breaking the Ogre balls, doing some pretty good work in total. We do see here Landbattle unfortunately going to be breaking here for Flying Taco, but he's really trying to rally the troops. We can see the Ogre ball line here creating a nice defense between my very fast Flesh Hounds and the Furies up against these Landbattles. In the backside, the Spawner Khorne going to be wrapping through. Hopefully looking to catch onto these Landbattles in the middle. We do actually have the Iron Guts fighting here up against the Herald, but he has so much armor piercing, he really can do a very good job. In the pocket, we get our Spawn of Khorne fighting here up against Iron Guts. They do have mass armor, but of course, you know, these boys have 190 weapon strength, and they really can do a very good job. Iron Guts going to be thumping up against the Chaos Warriors. They have enough armor piercing that can really bring the hurts here up against this heavily armored infantry. In the backside here, the Sky Striders looking rather beaten up. We are going to see down to 5,100 HP, but in come the secondary line of Halberds to come help bolster the line. They are going to be getting bonuses for leadership with the Horde of Khorne. Increasing that melee attack plus 24 is really going to be helping in the pocket. Halberds, known for their melee defense, not so much for their melee attack, but here they are. They're going to be really carving through some of this anti-large infantry that is going to be doing some very good work. Now we are going to have the Spawn of Khorne diving into the backside. The Landbattles are going to be shattering. That's really good news for me. It means I can stop focusing on them. We can now start moving through the Halberds. That right-hand side really has been dominated. And now we're going to be pushing in with the remainder of the force. Landbattles in the backside. They're going to be doing some good work. We have Flesh Hounds diving around. One unit is going to be keeping this, the Sky Striders busy, whilst we try and get the Flesh Hounds into the remainder of the build. So yeah, a little bit of a interesting one for me. I kind of moved some in and didn't quite notice that Landbattles were available, but now we dive down here with the Furies. We charge back in here with the Iron Guts, and they're going to have to try and see if they can save the Landbattles, but I think it's just a little bit too late. There's so much mobility in the backside with Flesh Hounds and Furies that they're going to be diving down and taking out these really important Landbattles. That's going to be 1,000 gold off the battlefield here, which is going to be really handy here for me. And there's not too many troops left here that can really take down the mass amount of Khorne Halberds. We have the Lord Choice trying to move through here, through all the infantry, but the Herald of Khorne is exceptionally good in melee combat. 73 melee attack here with also very good anti-infantry armor piercing. He really can do some lovely work up against the Tyrant. We do break the Lord here, sorry, the hero with the Great Maul magic. The Butcher is going to be going down here. Flesh Hounds did manage to get the nice surround, and they have so much weapon strength that they can really take down these nice large heroes. Halberds coming in from the left as well. We actually see a bit of re-insurgence here. We actually have Ogre Balls backed up by some Noblars and some Iron Guts. 3, 4, maybe 5 units coming back here towards the fight. But I dominated that right side, swooping round here to the left. We got a good surround. Pretty much going to be the Sky Striders left here on the battlefield, breaking some of those Iron Guts. They don't have too many models, but they have so much armor piercing they really can carry their weight. Flesh Hounds in the backside, really going to be some good tools here to chase off some of these heavily armoured infantry. The Lord Choice now going to be butchering the Tyrant. He's going to be chasing him off. He has pretty mobile stats, 48 speed up against 49 here of the Tyrant, but he should be able to push him off the edge of the map. Now we do see here Iron Guts fighting with pretty good health, 3,800, going up against the majority of the Warriors of Khorne. In the middle, the Spawn of Khorne going to be rampaging, looking extremely healthy here in the middle. Balance of power is going to be pulling into my favour, but the game isn't over yet. Now, I believe here the Lord Choice is going to be getting away, but we do actually have the Sky Striders coming into the backside, trying to see if they can save their Lord Choice. Now, he does have healing in melee combat, and the Sky Striders, they do get into the backside here of my Herald. You can see I'm furiously clicking through, just trying to make sure that I'm close enough that I can push this Tyrant off. -9 leadership here. We can see going down to -55, so that is going to be army losses. He was, I think, they're going to get off the edge of the map, but still, nonetheless, a really awesome battle up against a fantastic player from Extreme Meme Team. And yeah, such a nice guy. I really wanted to cast this. I had a little chat with him afterwards, and I think we're going to try and organise some more games soon, and I think it'd be really good. He was such a fantastic player in Warhammer 2. If anybody can really push me to the limits of my gameplay, it is going to be him. So excellent stuff indeed. The Tyrant here getting 800 value, with the Sky Striders coming in at 1,767. There's so much anti-large here in the Khorne roster, but always a bit of a bold pick, but the Sky Striders maybe can be the few units that can do some very, very nice damage. 507 there for the Butcher, 400 and 1,055 there for the Landbattles, 900, 470 and 870 there from the Iron Guts, with that 400, 430, 140 and 250 from the Ogre Balls, 116 and 114 there for the Noblars. Now, I really, really like this build. I don't know how else we could have done this, because if you see the amount of mobility I had here on the battlefield, I think more lead belchers just wouldn't have been the answer, but I don't quite know how you go about this as the Ogre Kingdoms. I think they're very limited in their roster of how they deal with, mass cheap, heavily armored infantry that also comes with armor piercing and bonus versus large, and then they're going to be having so much good mobility that has really strong weapon strats. That frenzy on top of the Chaos Furies, and then the really good weapon strength here from the Fletchhounds with pretty decent armor piercing makes them very versatile here up against the majority of the Ogre Kingdoms. Now, the Herald of Khorne coming in at 1,300, 700 for the Spawn with 1,600. Do not underestimate these units. They are very, very powerful. 190 weapon strength is insane per model. And we are going to get 20 kills, 550 there from the Chaos Warriors of Khorne. The Halberds coming in at 675, 1.3, 450 and 680. Fleshhounds 1,275, 460, as well as 650 and 500. So we saw here the Furies 440, 170, 350 and 230. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you did, please smash that like button. Feel free to leave a comment down below with all your thoughts and opinions, and subscribe if you haven't already. Now tonight I am going to be going on Twitch. We are going to be playing some Vermintide 2, and I'm also going to be having some Warhammer 3 and Warhammer 2 tournaments coming in the future. So make sure you check it out, and I'll see you all soon.